Alright, so I'm at the gym running. Figured I'd give a little and I do what I do. Everybody knows I like to take everything I do seriously, so therefore I try and stay fit, try and stay in shape for everything, all the racing and stuff I do. Right now my primary goal has been on being a pit crew member for round 3 racing this year. It's been amazing. I probably shouldn't be running and jogging and talking, but I'd like to give a little shout out. So I like to try and stay fit because you guys know races are made on the track and mostly in the pit stop. So I like to take it pretty seriously. Going along here, a little quick jog, but I discovered, so with the fuel nozzle on our round 3 racing Porsche Boxers being on the other side of a car for most of the pit stops we do, causes me to have to run across the front of the car or the back of the car, depending, so I can fuel the car really efficiently. We can't change nozzle sides per depending on the race each time, but it is what it is. So like I said, I like to keep it serious and keep it you know, make sure I'm doing the best possible job that I can as a crew member, even though I'm not in the driver's seat. That competition, you still want to win, right? So what I discovered is I'm spending a lot of time running back and forth, and I don't do all the pit stops all the time, but watching some of my my teammates and the other teams run back and forth to get the pits, to get the their fuel jugs and other things that they need to put inside the car, drink bottles, what have you. Spend a lot of time running back and forth. So when that happens, they have to stop and change directions. So that's what I've been focusing on, saving, I don't know, I'd imagine probably at least 3 to 4 seconds per time per pit stop. So I've been concentrating on that. So I've been actually training myself to almost run backwards here. So that's the thing, you have to basically jog backwards. But that's the trick. You run backward. It stops you from turning around. Most people never notice it, but it's little tips and tricks that I found. Alright, in my last video I pretty much detailed training myself to run backwards, or walk backwards. That's just a quick practice on that, but as you think that if you're fueling cars, and I was talking about the stop and go motion of it, you don't want to actually be going walking pace. Some of the series you run have a minimum pit stop limit. I want to say AER is 3 minutes, so, and I believe Champ Car is 5 minutes, and WRL doesn't have a pit stop limit, so you should be able to fuel the car, do your driver change as quickly as you can, because races can be won in the pits. Obviously small things, you don't want to make any mistakes. You want to have your visor down, everything like that. Visor down, visor down, visor down. Say it 3 times, 4 times, how many ever times I gotta say that, just so we don't get any penalties. So what you want to do is you want to fuel the car as quickly as you can. We have Hunksinger fuel bottles that have been modified so we can actually flow as much fuel as we can within the limits of the rules to, you know, make sure we keep our round 3 racing fuel, round 3 racing Porsche Boxers full of that good old Shell 93. It's amazing. So you definitely want to make sure that's all good and smooth and going well, but you want to fuel the car as quickly as you can. So when I said that, I want to say, you know, you want to be able to not change direction as quickly as possible. So out here is I have 245s. So usually the 5-gallon jugs that we have hold are about 40 to 50 pounds, you know, depending how full they are. Typically they're about 45. So I like to train with 45s. That's a nice even number of what they have at the gym here. So with that said, I will show you guys almost kind of detail how I am training-ish on this. So yeah, so here we go. All right, here we go. So I like to grab a 45. Pretty much the weight bench is where the cars typically are. So grab a 45, and this is not typical how you start off, but kind of just go, just take off. Set down, grab another one. All right, for video length, I'll spare you guys my full workout routine, but obviously I'm more static in one motion, static in one position. Typically when I'm pouring in the fuel, excuse me, kind of dying here, but typically I'm more static and you know, when I'm pouring in the fuel, it takes can't disclose the amount of time it takes to pour in the fuel, but just know we do it kind of quickly. I'll try and show you how I discovered you're taking longer to actually stop and turn around. And when we have 3 cars, 3 round 3 racing Porsches, like I said, we have 3 round 3 racing Porsches and maybe a 4th car coming soon, so maybe you guys get to see that pretty soon. But with that said, you definitely have to change direction quite a bit, and that's a lot of wear and tear on my own actual body and moving fuel back and forth. Like I said, I don't do every pit stop, but every pit stop I do, I try and do it as best I can to give all the whole team out there, the round 3 racing drivers and the shift up now drivers, the best chance they got at winning. Not that they typically need it, but I like to make sure it's nice and sealed in the bag. But